So, Kristina, you mentioned just briefly how you saw some or heard something from her that gave you a suggestion that this might be derangement. That is a type of condition that needs a certain movement, oftentimes needs it to end range, that the patient should experience a rapid response in a positive direction. What did you hear from her story, or what did you see in the physical exam that gave you the hint that this may be, in fact, one of those rapid improvable conditions?
Yeah, so she had constant pain, and definitely going down more the right side, as I recall, her arm at that point when I had seen her. Some of her descriptors were consistent with what I've seen in the past, that burning pain and then the stabbing pain. And she kind of pointed back here near the shoulder blade. She also had some clear obstructions with her movements, biggest one being interretraction. And bilaterally, rotation and side bend were also limited. So there seemed to be some space occupation going on when we closed down on those segments. History wise, I mean, she did also seem to have a worsening state when she was reading, sitting a little bit more flexed. I recall that she said there was it wasn't as bad maybe when she was moving around, or perhaps it wasn't as, she didn't pay attention to it as much, but definitely the sleeping, the being still were indicators that that are consistent with derangement.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So sorry about the clinical talk here in front of you, Dulcy, but it just helps us get an understanding of what she was dealing with, what she was seeing. So that initial impression where you finally got 10 to 15 minutes of some relief that you hadn't gotten before was one of those big factors that thought, let me run with this lady and let her teach me what she knows so that I can get, a further improvement. Can you talk about the next few visits and what happened?
So the next few visits were kind of some of the same, but some different exercises, some different extensions, and I can't remember the other term, Kristina, but anyway, just stepping it up a couple of notches. But then what really happened after a few visits is, I think she put it in terms of, you're in the master's program now, and I want you to view this as if this is a prescription for antibiotics, and you have to take them, and you take them on time, and you take them regularly. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. And it was, eight times a day. And I did this for, I think, either a week or 10 days. And I would say to my husband, I need a lot of time and space now. It takes a lot of time to be me. And I would just do my exercises, 8 times a day. It was about 2 hours actually, because I would then work on the technique. I was like, I'm not just going to do them. I'm going to try to do these the very best I could. And then when I would come back for an appointment in the interim of this, I was like, show me again, how exactly should I be doing this? So that I wanted to make sure that I was reaping the full benefit of doing it. And that was when there was a huge step forward. At first, when I was kind of at the end of this, 7 or 10 day period, but before it was time to next see Kristina, I have to say that my biggest overall thing was I was a little bit sore. I had really done a lot of work. And then all of a sudden, I don't know why but all of a sudden, I realized I had gone several days, not totally pain-free, but totally feeling like myself again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, a therapist's dream of a patient here, Kristina, where she's not just going to do them, but she's going to do them the best that she can. And she's asking, can you check my form? You're making us smile, because that's kind of the goal with our patients, is to empower them and have them, want to be able to manage this and own it. So I can understand why Kristina had such good success with you, since you were so devoted. Hear the entire episode for free on iTunes, Spotify, other favorite podcast players, or go to mechanicalcareforum.com.